Hello everybody, Eternally Prussian hitting the borderlands today for the Seriph Weapons Guide. Today I am doing the, as promised to be reviewed this time, don't worry, I decided I would tell the truth this time, the Florentine, a Malawan SMG that I adore. And as you've seen in my other two videos, I actually made use out of this because, well, it's just a great weapon. I have the Lucid Florentine on me, and of course your prefix may be different, but this is the Lucid one. Its description is Double Trouble, causes slag and shock damage. This one is the increased stability version. It consumes 2 ammo per shot, slagged enemies take more damage, and of course because it's Malawan, higher elemental effects chance, 15.6%. And the same goes for the shock, even though it's not shown. And the shock does have DOT, but the DOT exactly, I'm unsure of. I'm sure there's a ratio I can use, but if you want to do the math, you're welcome to. I just know that I love it. Its damage does okay for itself. It has nice accuracy. Its fire rate is very agreeable. It's an E-Tech weapon, again. Its reload speed is actually kind of quick, and its magazine size is actually something to write home about. I find it to be, the reloading to be fair. So, let's take this baby into combat. Now, the good thing about having something like a slag and shock is you can find a lot of use for it pretty much wherever you go. I mean, I use this against loaders, humans, snipers, animals. Look at that. That is beautiful damage. I mean, it's an SMG, so you gotta remember that, but... So, yeah, again, when you run into something like a power loader, you gotta be careful. But, it's slagged. So, when you're using this, just kind of keep on your feet. So, pop open that slag barrel, reload, and just start going to town. Scoping in with this weapon, I believe because of increased stability, actually makes a pretty nice difference. Hyperion Hawks and Stalkers, sorry, Hyperion Infiltrators and Stalkers, really don't have much of a chance against this Florentine, because it's slag and shock. So the shock damage will knock its shields down to nothing. Also great when paired with the, let's see, what do I have here? It's the Chain Lightning. Oh yeah, and I'll do a review for that too. Why, I just love it. So, it has some pretty great damage. And again, the shock makes it useful against people who like to have shields, like, again, Stalkers and Infiltrators. And Stalkers can become a huge problem, but when you have the Florentine, if you don't scope, I mean, look at that. That is as far as the bullet spread goes with increased stability. So if you get your hands on a Lucid Florentine, you're going to be doing alright for yourself, even if you don't iron sight. So, that's incredible. I'm sorry, I have the instinct to switch weapons all the time, because I like to have variety. But I'm just here to showcase the Florentine, even though I did show off my Chain Lightning once, and that was by accident. So, at a distance, it performs pretty well. I mean, it has some spread, of course, it's an SMG. But even still, that's a pretty tight spread for an SMG. Now, because of the slag damage, if you use shock damage on normal people, it has a chance to cause convulsions, and the same thing goes for robots, just the chance is much, much less. And it will, of course, show the shock. But, because it's just quite simply so beastly because of the slag damage, it more than makes up for the fact that it has 2 elemental types. So, to be honest here, it's actually more like 3 elemental types because the slag damage more than makes up for it. Now, of course, this has all the normal traits of a Malawan SMG, but this double damage, I mean, look at this. I am just running through enemies, and my SMG ammo is still doing great for itself. The little bit of spread is nice when they're enclosed in a tight area, so you don't always want to iron sight, but given the power of this weapon, it's not at all surprising if you do. Look at that Hyperion Sniper. Normally you run into one of those and you're screwed, but man, he just got torn down. So, I put this Lucid Florentine, I'm sure other versions of the Florentine are fabulous as well, I put this Lucid Florentine very high on the approved list. You saw me using it with my Infection, and when it comes to just killing things in general, I highly, highly recommend the Florentine. So, if you really want a weapon that can, as it reads, cause double trouble, and again, with a Siren, this would be just, there are no words. Wow. I can't even imagine. Now, remember, I mean, I've actually gone through, like, the first part of Heroes Pass, and my SMG ammo is still really high. So, that should be an atonement to its efficiency. So, I'm gonna knock off some Hyperion Snipers. Then, Oh, I took down the Constructor last time with my Florentine, but this time I'm gonna do it because I'm showing it off. Oh, I'm not doing it to be legit, I'm just doing it to be just showing off now. Alright, come on Florentine, show us what you can do against a Constructor. Again, Constructors do not take slag or any type of damage except explosive. So just be aware of that when you're getting your ass handed to you and being barraged constantly. And with the Florentine, a 2-round, toss out this, oh, a badass loader. Oh god, actually the sounds are starting to go away, I'm doing so much damage. And that is a badass loader down! Just, this Florentine is ripping them apart. So as I was just saying, if you love weapons like this, if you want an all-around lethal killing machine, go pick yourself up a Florentine at the vendor in Flame Rock Refuge. Because, my god, there's nothing you can't love about this. So that is it from Eternally Prussian Seriph Guide. Up next is maybe the Devastator? I don't know, but I have news that one of my channel compatriots might be joining me soon to give a second opinion on a lot of these, as he knows what he's talking about. He's good like that. Alright, that is it from Eternally Prussian's Borderlands.